Hey, what's up, everybody? I figured I'd do one last quick vlog while I had the opportunity because it's about 5:30 in the morning, and in a couple hours, 7:30 to be exact, I'm going to be leaving on a train from Budapest to a city called Chop, which is on the, I believe it's, no. It's in Ukraine. It's on the Ukrainian side of the border. But we're taking a train from Budapest to Phone. I can't remember the name of it. Anyways, it ends with a Y, but they don't pronounce the Y. That sounds really bad. But yeah, what I wanted to do is, since I haven't really had an opportunity to sit down and reply to some of the comments yesterday, how do I like Budapest? Somebody said Budapest was a very beautiful city. I think for me, if I would have gotten here first, if this wasn't the third city that I have that I've visited, then I think I would agree that Budapest is a beautiful. Let me put it this way: I think Budapest is a beautiful city, but is it the most beautiful city that I've seen on the trip? No, I think Krakow is probably the most beautiful city I've seen on this trip. And I think, here's what I think: if I would have came here first, I would have been blown away by the European buildings, all the architecture, um, the the culture, everybody. I would have been blown away by that. But since, like I said, this is the third city in my trip that I've visited so far, I was kind of used to the buildings. You know, I wasn't like taking pictures of every single building that I saw. Some of the quirky European things aren't as big of a surprise to me anymore, so I was sort of kind of used to that. And the one downside that I would say that Budapest has to it that the other cities seem to do better, well, Krakow at least, is that there's no central area, no like central hub. Everything, there's like just things all around. It's a very large city, and so we made our way through Budapest on foot, which was probably a really bad idea. And anyways, so I guess because of that, my feelings about the city are not as strong as, say, Krakow, which is a city that you could pretty much walk around for the most part on foot. And it had like a central hub with the downtown being at the center of this place. And then Warsaw was kind of the same way because it really had a really nice old medieval style downtown area. So yeah, I do like Budapest though. There's something that the culture is really hard to put your finger on just because of the fact that the language is so different. There's certain things about it that aren't quite like European, well, at least Poland, because I've only been to, Poland, drove through Slovakia, so I guess I've been there. And now Hungary. Is some weird things like the parking. Like people don't park on the sidewalks here. They actually have like places to park, and the streets are wider. Whereas in Poland, people parked on the sidewalk because the streets were much more narrow. So there are some cultural differences. I get the feeling that more people speak English here. We've had an easier time with people speaking English with us, and a lot more people speak more fluent English. They weren't. It's not like as choppy. So yeah, I mean, it's a city. You're like, oh wow, my hair's all messed up. It's a city where you need to learn the metro system. It's kind of like, it reminds you a little bit of New York City in that way, or any major city where you need to learn the metro system to get around effectively. Because walking, unless you're going to walk around this little area here by the, I believe it's called the Elizabeth Bridge, and I think it's the Danube River. If you're going to walk around this area, fine. There's not much to see. There's a bazaar, like seriously, just like right down the road from us that we went to yesterday and picked up some stuff. But other than that, I mean, everything is all that way, by the on Andrassy Road, I believe it is. That's for sort of everything. And speaking of which, there's a very cool museum called the Terror Museum or House of Terror. Very quickly, because I don't want to make this too long. It's going to take forever to upload. But basically, it is a house that they have preserved, and it was held by the Hungarian Nazis in Budapest in World War II, and then it was held by the Soviet Party during post World War II during the Cold War era, and there were a lot of people who were killed in that building in the basement. And they had in the basement they have the cells, and there's a gallows, and there's a lot of atrocities being performed, and it's I didn't want this trip to be one where I focus in on really bad things, like Auschwitz and everywhere you go, like the great synagogue here, and there's a memorial to the ghetto and the people who died in the ghetto, and of course then there's this World War II and Cold War memorial, Museum of Terror. So we didn't really intend to focus on atrocities to mankind by mankind, but it's unavoidable in this part of the world, and it's a big part of the history. So it's just one of those things you're just gonna run into. So it's here, and it's interesting to look at. So, but anyways, like I said, I'm gonna be traveling to Ukraine. My wireless situation, I'm not sure how that's going to work out, so I don't know about vlogs. Maybe I can do them from my friend's computer when we get to her place. We'll have to see. It's one of those things that I'm just going to have to look at and go, okay, I can do one today, or I can't do one today, and just play it by ear. But I don't think this will be the last one that I'm going to do. I'll be able to do a couple more for you guys in the near future, hopefully. We're going to go to a couple major cities like Lviv and Kiev, and they should have some sort of wireless internet situation, so I can post that up. And then, if not, then I guess I'll just have to touch base with you guys and when I get back to LA, and then, San Diego, LA, San Diego, whatever. When I get back home, how about that? When I get back home, and then when I get my computer fixed or buy a new computer, then I could fully explain some of these. Maybe I even know talk about the trip a lot, and a bunch of gameplay commentaries coming up. So anyways, guys, if I don't talk to you tomorrow or within the next couple of days, then I guess I'll talk to you when I can. All right, later.